Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome looking modern house. If you enjoyed the design, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, if you do enjoy the tutorial, also consider subscribing. But without any further ado, let me show you how to make this thing. So, if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some block of quartz, some quartz slabs, some spruce wood fence, some black concrete, grey concrete, light grey concrete, blue stained glass pane, and some blue stained glass block. We also need all of the other four materials that you can see in the inventory right now. It shouldn't be too difficult for you guys to grab those, and once you do have them, we can begin the build. So, we're going to kick this build off with a row of 6 block of quartz coming directly up from the ground. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're then going to go right by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to connect down to the ground, but we're also going to go up on top of that 6th block, this one, and we're going to go up by a further 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to place ourselves a quartz slab on top. We're going to extend that all the way over until the right, until we are able to connect this down to our other row of quartz. So we're looking for something that should look like this. It's basically the capital letter A. What we also want to do whilst we're at it is we want to place a row of spruce fence on top of this middle row of quartz, and we can also place a row of quartz slab coming across the entire front middle part of this part of the house. You see, this is a balcony slash also kind of like an open garage. That's why we can leave all of that open. Now, once you've got that sorted out, we're going to take every single quartz block, including the slabs, including this middle row of quartz as well, and we're going to place 13 additional rows of quartz coming backwards. So, literally, every single quartz block we want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We want to place 13 blocks behind. Now, this is a little bit tedious. Of course, this will take us a little bit of a while, but it is absolutely necessary because, as I mentioned just earlier, the underneath part of this is a garage. But above this, where we have placed the balcony, is going to be some living space. So, the reason that we have to fill the middle part in also is because we are going to have a floor there. It's quite a cool design, honestly. It's a really nice little balcony. It's I don't know, I really like this particular design feature, and I actually don't include it in this tutorial. There is a car that you might have seen at the start of the video, and by the way, just to point this out once again, you want to take every single quartz block and extend them backwards. At the start of the video, you may have seen the car that I had hidden underneath where the garages, the overhang. I'm not actually going to show you how to make it in this video, but if you like, I will include it as part of the description, and I'll show you the tutorial how to make it, because I do actually show you guys how to make it in a video, the card that you might have seen at the start of the video. It's very easy. It'll take you like less than 3 minutes, and it's actually a nice little piece of decoration. The car at the start that I used was black, but if you wanted to have like a nice colourful car, you can make it pretty much out of absolutely any colour or material, honestly, that you want to. So it is really like a nice little design feature. You can stick it on the drives of houses, you can use it in cities, you can use it in towns, you can use it just to kind of clutter up the place if you want to. Of course, you can't drive it, but that doesn't make it any less great looking. So we have gotten to the point here where we have to extend back all of these quartz slabs. We're cracking on with this. This is a little bit of a tedious part of the house, but it absolutely has to be done. And once we have done this, we can add a few details to this particular part of the house as well. This is the left-hand part of the house, by the way. This is the left-hand part of the house, just in case you're wondering where your bearings are. Well, I'll help you. This is the very left-hand part of the house. It doesn't go much more left than this, and we'll be building to the right of this as we look at it from the front in just a moment. So, we want to have extended every single block backwards, like this. We now have a big giant A. What we now want to do, however, is we want to fill in the back top part of this, and it's very simple. We're basically going to place we're going to do this pattern. We're going to place a black concrete, then a glass, black concrete, glass, black concrete, glass, black concrete like this in the upper part, and those are just going to be windows. We're just going to have these strips of black and these strips of blue stained glass pane. You can use block if you want to, but glass pane does provide a nice little bit of depth. That's what we're going to have. Now, if we work our way to the front of the house, here, we want to create another wall, but it wants to be set back a little bit. We want to leave a gap of 2 between the fence, so a gap of 2 between the fence, and then we want to actually create the same pattern that we did on the back. We want to place like a black concrete, leave a gap, black concrete, leave a gap, black concrete, leave a gap, black concrete. And we can raise up all of the black concretes coming up to the ceiling. And in this particular case, we are going to make it look a little bit fancier because this is the front of the house. We want to display it a little bit better, but we want to start off with the rows of black concrete. We want to connect them together at the top. We want to place a layer of glass directly underneath, and then a layer of black concrete underneath the glass, leaving just the middle 2 blocks. Right in the center of this, we're going to leave those alone because that is how we are going to walk to and fro our balcony. And that's the left-hand part of the house. Once you've got that sorted out, this is what we'll do next. Grab yourself the block of quartz, and on the right-hand side of the house here, at the front, you want to come down to the very bottom and you want to move 1 row inwards. So from this block, you want to, from this block, place a row of 6 block of quartz coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then want to go right of this block by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you want to connect that down to the ground. And you also want to go in front of this row that you just extended down to the ground. You want to add another row of quartz in front of it, like this. And what you can actually do is you can go up on top of this outward quartz block, and you can go up on top of it by a further 8. So that'll look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just to even things up a bit, you can just add another row of quartz from behind. That might seem a little bit confusing, but the effect that we're looking for should look exactly like this. We then want to take this original block of 6 that we placed and then went to the right of. We want to take this block and we want to extend it up by a further 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to extend it over to the right, and we should connect over to the right like this. And we want to then connect that down to a lower part of the house, add another row of block of quartz inside this. On the left hand side, we want to add a row of block of quartz coming in from the left, and then another. So we want to have an effect that should look very much like this, guys. We then want to place grey concrete underneath this. We want to, starting from the right, we want to take this bottom row of quartz and we want to place a row of grey concrete coming all the way over to the left. And we don't want the grey concrete to touch, so we want to leave it 1 block away from the actual edge of the frame. And extend that grey concrete towards you by 1 row, so it's poking out of the front of the house. We want to come all the way up to the top of the house and we want the same deal. We want to start from the top and we want to stretch a row of grey concrete coming all the way across. And then add another row in front like this. Wonderful. Then, left and right of this window, we want to place rows of spruce wood slab. So starting from the bottom, we want to place rows of spruce wood slab that are half a row higher every time until we get to the top like this. So that's on the left, and we want to do a similar thing on the right as well, coming all the way up to the top. We then want to extend these forwards by 1 row, every single one of these slabs, like this. And then we want to connect them together, left to right. And what we're going to be doing after this is we're going to be using our blue glass block to create a cool window feature behind this, because it actually does look quite cool if you just fill in the center of this from behind using glass block. Once you've done that, if you have a look at it from the front again, you get quite a cool little effect. I really like it. Anyway, next thing we're going to do is this. So, we're going to fill the under part of this in using block of quartz, and then we'll make way for a door. So we want to, one row behind this empty space, we want to just fill it in with block of quartz, and then we'll create room for a door afterwards. We'll figure it out. But I think it's just easier to kind of just carve it out of like a pre-existing wall. So we want to fill this in, and we want to create a level of depth. That's what's kind of cool about this house. It's all over the place in terms of depth. We want to find the very center of this empty space. It's right here. It kind of like pokes out like this. Like it'll have 4 on the left, 4 on the right. We want to destroy left and right of this, and we want to place grey concrete in the 4 blocks that we've just destroyed. We then want to destroy above this, and we want to place blue stained glass block. We want to place spruce wood slabs coming in front of the glass block, extend it left and right, and then connect down until we hit the ground. So we want to hit the ground like this. We're then going to place a dark oak wood door, and there you will have what I think is a nice little entrance to our humble home. Gonna chuck that door away because we won't need it for a while, and we're going to move on to the next bit. So on the front right hand corner of this house is a giant tower. We're going to begin the tower by starting from this very bottom front hand quartz block, and we're going to place a row of 7 light grey concrete going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to move backwards from this 7th block by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then coming up from the ground back from that light grey concrete, we want to place a row of 14 block of quartz coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We can then do this. So we want to use our block of quartz to connect to the front of the house using a right angle, like so. But we can also use quartz slabs to connect from that 14th block also to the front of the house like this, using a right angle, so you can kind of see how this is pieced together. We then want to use our spruce wood slabs to create an effect in the top of our tower. We want to fill the top of our tower in using spruce slabs. And then we want to add an additional row of spruce slabs on top. So we have like half a row's worth of spruce slabs like this. And then we want to use quartz slabs to go all the way around the top of this. Like this. So half a row above the spruce slabs, we want to place a layer of quartz slabs that just like orbits the top. You guys will see what sort of effect this has in just a moment. It'll look like that. It's pretty cool, or at least I like the effect. We then need our jungle leaves, and we're going to place a row of jungle leaves on top of the light grey concrete. We then want to place a layer of black concrete coming inwards from the jungle leaves, like this. We then want to raise up the black concrete where it meets the quartz, and we want to extend it all the way up to the top. And then we might actually have to destroy a layer of the slab. And then once it reaches the top, we actually want to be able to connect it to the other side of the top as well. So it wants to work its way around the side, and it also then wants to be able to connect down like this. So you see that we've kind of got like a nice little in row of black concrete. Then we're going to, starting from the bottom, place 3 rows of blue stained glass pane on top of the concrete. That's going to be 1 row, then 2 rows. This is not fun. And then 3 rows. And then a layer of black concrete, like this. Then we're going to do the same again. It's going to be 3 rows of glass. 1. Then 2. And then this is going to be 3. Then a row of black concrete. And then we're going to fill the remainder of this in with, once again, this will work out to be 3 rows of glass. once we eventually just get up to the top here. So that's going to be 1, 2, and then this will be the final row of glass hitting the top. So we'll have a pretty cool shape. Then all we're going to do is we're going to use our quartz slabs to place a ledge of quartz going around the tops of the rows of black concrete. You'll only have to do this twice. This divides the tower a little bit, and it also kind of shows you where floors could be placed if you wanted to. So there you go. It's pretty much just for detail though, to be honest with you. So that's what we want to have so far. Once you've got that sorted out, this is what we will do next. So come to the back of the house. You want to be where the back of the tower is. And the first thing that I think we'll do is we'll seal up the back of the tower. So we want to place rows of block of quartz coming around the base of the tower. So we basically just want to place rows of block of quartz to kind of just seal the tower up like this, creating its own room. So the tower is just going to be a room all by itself. We're just going to just connect it. We're just going to extend all of the rows of quartz downwards from the top of it, and we'll just create its own little room like this, because it actually does look quite nice like this, and it has to be sealed up anyway. So once you've got that done, we want to, on the back of our tower, starting from the left hand side at the bottom, we want to count in and find the third block in. So that's first, second, third, and then we want to place a row of 9 block of quartz coming out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we want to go up by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We want to connect back to the front of the house like this. And then we want to place 2 rows of quartz coming down from those last 2 blocks. That's 1 row, 2 rows. And then we want to place a row of quartz coming inwards from the back, like this. We then want to create a shape that is basically like the letter I using our black concrete. We want to place a row at the bottom, a row coming up the middle, and a row at the top like this. We're going to create an eye, and then we're going to place blue stained glass pane inside of this like that. So we're just going to place blue stained glass pane inside of this. There we are. Then coming to the back of the house now, we have some more things to add. So on the back of the house, we are going to take the top, which is this block of quartz here, the top, and we're going to extend it to the right, and we're going to extend it until we are able to connect it to the front of the house like this. Just to show you, we want to be able to connect it to the front of the house like this. We're going to connect this corner downwards like this. We're just going to connect the corner downwards, and then we're going to just fill in this little part here, because otherwise there would be a gap. So if you have a look at it like that, there would actually be a gap there should you not have plugged that up. Then we're left with a big empty space on the back. So this big empty space is very easy to fill in. We're going to, starting from the bottom on the floor, moving to the right, we're going to place 2 glass pane, 1, 2. Black concrete, 2 glass pane, 1, 2, black concrete. Then we're actually going to leave a gap of 2, and the reason being is there's actually going to be a door down here. So if you want, you can place a double door, then a black concrete, 2 glass pane, black concrete, 2 glass pane. And then we're going to raise up all of the black concrete until we hit the roof. So we want to be able to hit the top using the black concrete like this. This is going to be divided up in a similar way as to what you've seen before. We are then going to place up on top of all of the glass, we're going to place 4 additional rows. So that's going to be like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Above the door, we're actually going to place a row of black concrete and then 2 rows of glass, like this. Because if you just place glass on top of the door, it doesn't stick, so hence why we're placing the black concrete. And then we're going to move through, and we're going to do the same thing with the glass, as we've been doing, like that. We're then going to place a row of block of quartz on top of the windows, like this. Like that. And then we're going to, once again, we're going to place a doorway on top of this middle part with black concrete above, and then glass, and everywhere else can actually be filled in with glass. So essentially what we're doing is we are mirroring what we have just below us. So, you know, it'll all work out nicely in the end. It'll look just fine. And we just want to, as I say, mirror what we have down below us. So we want to have something which should look like this. Now, we're going to take the top two corners of the house and we're going to extend them outwards, each by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. We're going to connect them together. And then we are also going to connect down. Like this. And we want the same on the opposite side as well. So we want to connect down. And then we're going to install an actual balcony by just extending the middle row of quartz outwards. It should be fairly obvious because we've placed doors there. Those weren't just so that you could like walk straight out and kill yourself. Those were so that you could actually walk onto a balcony. We're going to place spruce wood fence going all the way around the balcony. That would be a horrible design feature. And we just want to place that. And then, you know what, I might even place some glass in the top of the balcony area just so that we have some sun shining down, because otherwise it'll be a little bit dark. And that is what you want to have for the back of the house. As you can see, it's very nice and bright. I'm just going to fill in the roof now. I'm going to fill in the roof using block of quartz. And honestly, after this part's done, that is the house pretty much complete after this point. I mean, if you wanted to add some additional details to the house, you absolutely could. If you wanted to add gardens and stuff, then you can. But I have not really. If you check out the start of the video, you can kind of see what lengths I've done to improve the front of the house. Basically, I've added a drive, I've added a garage area, and I've added a little bit of bush and some flowers. I mean, I guess I could add that, but I don't really want to add the drive because it's a real mess. It takes ages to place. But we have now something like this on the back of the house, and if we move to the front, then we'll have something which should look exactly like that. And as you can see, that is the house almost done. It really is. I mean, if you do want to add some like jungle leaves around the front of the house, just as a little bit of decoration, just to kind of fill things in a little bit. If you want to add some poppies like this, kind of like just around like a path like that, that's looking all right. If you want to have a literal pathway leading from the front of your house, like this, so like leading from your front door to the garage, because this is a garage, all of this. So all of this I would knock out, and I would replace it using stone slabs. I think works quite nicely, because the house already has a bit of grey in it, and the house already has a lot of quartz, so I wouldn't really recommend using like quartz or a path, but some form of grey would look nice. And maybe even if you wanted like a wooden path, that might look good too. But grey also works out nicely because like it's a normal, regular, everyday sort of colour for pavement and stuff, and for a driveway. And like I said, like I would knock out, I might as well now, but I'm going to knock out all underneath the garage because this is garage space. And I would build a car if I were you. And if you want to build a car, then you can easily check out the description. Remember, it's in the description of the car. I'll even leave it in the card system as well, thinking about it. Or the car system, as I'm going to start calling it from now on. And you'll be able to make it in any colour that you want, really, honestly. It's really nice. It won't take you... It literally won't take you 5 minutes. I don't know if the video is even 5 minutes long, but you guys will be able to make one. It'll look really, really nice. It's a simple car. It doesn't use very many materials, which is why I like it as well. And because it's not complicated, it's easily recognizable as a car. As soon as you look at it, it's like, oh, that's kind of a cute car. It's not hard to make. It's easy to recognize. It comes in all sorts of different colors, and it doesn't take long. So I would highly recommend it, but you don't have to. If you want a motorcycle, then I've also got a tutorial for that as well. I might even chuck that in just for the funsies of it. But yeah, I mean, if you have something like that, then you've really, you've got a good start to a house. You can add all sorts of details that you'd like. And yeah, I think that I've given you guys a good starting point for a modern house. fill the inside of it in as you will, and of course customize the outside to further suit your needs and wants. But that's a tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. If you have liked it, please do remember to give the video an actual like. That really helps me out a lot. If you do enjoy the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. If you do have any suggestions for me, leave them down below. Best place that I'll be able to see them down below in the comments. And if you do want to check out any more of my content, I mean, this is kind of like a modern area of my world. We've got quite a lot of modern builds around here. Please do check out the card system in the description below. Not only will you be able to find that car, that motorcycle that I talked about, but you will also be able to find all of my modern houses. You'll be able to find some survival houses, and over there's some like fantasy related stuff. And I mean, we just do a little bit of everything around here, so check it all out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the content. See you later. Have a great day. All of that fun stuff.